All right, so you know that feeling right when your phone is like on its last legs and every new phone that comes out is just calling your name?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, today we're going to help you figure out if the Samsung Galaxy A54 5G is the phone for you.
That's right. We're going deep on this one, and we've got some great intel to share.
Absolutely. And the best part is it's like straight from the horse's mouth, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like real people talking about their experiences, not just like the official marketing stuff.
I've got this chat between Alex and Jamie. Hey, Alex just got his hands on the A54 5G.
And Jimmy is thinking about upgrading, so he's just grilling him with all the questions.
The questions we all have, right?
Exactly. So what we're going to do is break down what they talked about and pull out the most important stuff, the things that actually matter when you're trying to decide if a phone is right for you.
Exactly. So first impressions right out of the box.
Right.
How does this thing feel?
Well, Alex was really impressed with the design, the build quality.
Okay, so the design, what stood out to him?
He mentioned that Samsung went with a glass back for the A54 5G.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so not like the plastic back that they used to use?
Right, and he felt like that just made it feel more premium, like a higher-end phone.
I see. So even in the mid-range, they're stepping up the materials.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're paying attention to that premium feel, which I think is smart because people are expecting that more and more these days.
Yeah, no, totally. It's not just about specs anymore. It's about that whole experience.
Absolutely. But, glass can be a little slippery sometimes.
Did he mention anything about using a case?
I don't think he talked about cases specifically.
Okay.
But he did jump right into talking about the IP67 rating.
Ah, yes, the all-important water and dust resistance.
Right, and this is huge for a lot of people. They want to know their phone can handle life's little mishaps.
Totally. So for those who don't speak tech, what does that IP67 rating actually mean?
Basically, it means you don't have to panic if you get caught in the rain or accidentally spill something on it.
Okay, so a little peace of mind there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it can survive a dunk in water up to a meter for 30 minutes. Okay, not bad, not bad. All right, so we've talked about how it feels in your hand. What about the thing you're looking at all the time, the display?
Yeah, so Alex was raving about this 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display with 120 hertz refresh rate.
All right, break it down for us. What does all that mean?
Okay, so Super AMOLED, that's like Samsung's fancy way of saying you're going to get really vibrant colors.
Oh, good.
Like deep blacks, really nice contrast. Everything just looks super crisp and clear.
Okay, I'm liking this already.
Right. And then that 120 hertz refresh rate, that's all about smoothness.
Smoothness.
Yeah, so when you're scrolling through your feed or browsing the web, everything just feels super fluid and responsive.
Oh, I see. So no more like janky scrolling or anything like that.
Exactly. It's like butter.
Okay, I can dig it. All right, so we know it looks good. How does it actually perform, for everyday stuff, for apps, for maybe even a little bit of gaming?
Yeah, so Jamie was curious about that too, since he's like most of us, using a bunch of different apps, maybe playing some games here and there.
Right, the casual gamer.
Exactly, and Alex said that the A54 5G runs on the Exynos 1380 chipset.
Okay, and for those of us who don't speak chipset, what does that tell us?
Basically, it's a mid-range chip, but it can handle most things pretty well.
Okay.
So all your social media streaming videos, lighter games, it's all going to run smoothly.
Gotcha. So no problem for the average user.
Exactly. But what about when you push it a bit further, like for more demanding games?
Yeah. Did Alex try any of those graphics-heavy games?
He did. He specifically mentioned Genshin Impact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty demanding one.
Yeah, and he said that the A54 5G might struggle a little bit with that, especially on the highest settings.
Okay, so maybe not the ideal phone for like serious mobile gamers.
Right. If you're really into those super demanding games, you might want to look elsewhere.
Makes sense. All right, let's move on to something I know a lot of people are going to be interested in, cameras.
Yeah, cameras are a big deal, and Jamie, being an Instagrammer, definitely wanted to know all about them.
Okay, so what's the camera setup like on the A54 5G?
So it's got a triple camera system.
Okay, triple camera fancy.
Yeah, the main sensor is a 50 megapixel lens, and this is where Alex was really impressed.
50 megapixel? That's a lot of pixels.
Yeah, it's got the resolution, and he said the photos come out really nice, especially in good lighting.
Okay, so for those everyday shots, you're golden?
Exactly, and there's one more thing that's super important here. It's got OIS.
OIS, optical image stabilization.
Yes. That's the one, and that's going to make a huge difference for keeping your photos and videos from being blurry.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big one, especially if you have shaky hands like me.
Totally. Or if you're trying to take pictures in low light.
Right? Concerts, dim restaurants.
Yeah.
The struggle.
Exactly. OIS is your friend.
All right, so we got the main camera. What about the other two lenses in that triple camera system?
So there's a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens and a 5 megapixel macro lens.
Okay, ultra wide. Okay, the macro, what's that one for?
Macro is for those extreme close-ups, like getting really detailed shots of flowers or insects.
Oh, okay, cool. So how do those perform?
Alex said the ultra wide was decent. Yeah, like it's fine for wider shots, but maybe not as sharp as the main camera.
Makes sense. And the macro lens?
Yeah, he said it wasn't anything special.
Okay, so maybe not the star of the show.
Right, the main camera is definitely the highlight there.
Gotcha. Okay, now let's talk about the feature that's probably on everyone's mind, battery life.
Yeah, because nobody wants a phone that dies in the middle of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did the A54 5G do in that department?
Well, Alex was really happy with the battery life.
Okay, what's the battery like?
It's a 5,000 milliamp battery.
5,000 milliamp.
Yeah, and he said it could easily last a full day, even with pretty heavy use.
Wow, a full day. That's impressive.
Yeah, and he said if you're a lighter user, you could even stretch it to 2 days.
Okay, 2 days. That's amazing. That's like my dream.
I know, right? No more battery anxiety.
That's music to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've talked about the hardware, the design, the camera, the battery. What about the software side of things?
Yeah, because software is important too. You want a phone that's going to stay up to date and secure.
Totally. So what's the software situation on the A54 5G?
So it comes with Android 13, which is the latest version.
Okay.
And Samsung's One UI 5.1 on top of that.
Right. Samsung's own little flavor of Android.
Exactly. But here's the really good news.
Okay, hit me.
Samsung is promising 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security updates.
Wow, that's huge, especially for a mid-range phone.
Right. It means you're not going to be stuck with an outdated phone after a year or two.
Yeah, you can be getting new features, security patches, all that good stuff for a long time.
Exactly. It's like future-proofing your phone.
I love that. Okay, so it sounds like the A54 5G is checking a lot of boxes, but there's got to be some downsides, right? No phone is perfect.
You're right. There are a couple of things that Alex pointed out.
Okay, lay it on me.
First one, no wireless charging.
Okay, so if you're a wireless charging fan, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common, so it's definitely a feature some people are going to miss.
I get it. All right, what else?
The other thing is the wired charging speed, it's capped at 25 WA.
Okay, and that's not like super slow, but
It's not the fastest out there.
right, some phones are charging like way faster these days.
Exactly, so it might take a little longer to top up that big battery.
Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, anything else?
There was one more thing Alex mentioned that's been popping up in some reviews.
Okay, what's that?
Some people have reported experiencing a little bit of stuttering or lag in the performance.
Oh, interesting, like the phone freezing up or being slow.
Yeah, but Alex said he didn't really experience that himself.
So maybe it's not a widespread issue, or maybe it's something that can be fixed with software updates.
Yeah, it's hard to say for sure, but it's something to be aware of.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
All right, so we've got a good overview of the A54 5G. Now, Jamie, being the savvy shopper that he is, he also brought up another phone, the Google Pixel 7a.
Ah, yes, the Pixel 7a, the A54 5G's nemesis.
Right, like how do they stack up against each other?
It's the million-dollar question.
But what did Alex say about that?
He was pretty honest. He said that the Pixel 7a is generally considered to have a better camera.
Okay.
And the performance is often smoother.
Okay, so the Pixel's winning in those categories.
It seems so. Google is known for their camera prowess and their software is super optimized.
Right, so if those are your top priorities, then yeah, the Pixel might be the way to go.
But the A54 5G has its own strengths too, right? It's not like a clear-cut victory for the Pixel.
Okay, what are the A54 5G's advantages?
Well, we talked about that amazing battery life.
Right, potentially 2 days of use, that's a big one.
Yeah, and it also has expandable storage.
Oh yeah, the micro SD card slot.
Exactly, which is something you don't see on a lot of phones these days.
True, it's becoming a rarity. So that's a big plus for the A54 5G.
And of course, there's the longer software support from Samsung.
Right, 4 years of Android updates,
Yeah.
5 years of security updates.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. So it really comes down to what you value most in a phone.
Exactly. If you're all about that camera and you want the absolute smoothest performance, the Pixel 7a might be the better choice. But if battery life expandable storage and long-term updates are more important to you, the A54 5G is looking pretty good.
It's a tough choice.
It is. There's no one-size-fits-all answer here.
So true. It's all about finding the phone that fits your needs and your lifestyle.
Exactly. All right, so after using the A54 5G for a bit, what was Alex's final verdict?
Well, he was overall pretty positive about it.
Okay.
He acknowledged that it's not perfect, It's not going to blow you away with like crazy gaming performance or like super advanced camera features.
Right.
But for the price, it's a really solid phone.
Right.
He kept emphasizing the display, how beautiful it is, the battery life, how long it lasts, and the fact that it's going to be supported with updates for a long time.
Yeah, those are some big pluses.
Yeah, and he said for most people, for everyday use, it's a great option.
I think that's a fair assessment.
It's a well-rounded phone with a lot to offer.
All right, so let's do a quick recap for everyone listening. What are the key takeaways here about the Samsung Galaxy A54 5G?
Okay, let's break it down.
First of all, the design. It's got the premium glass back.
Right.
And it's water resistant.
Like P67.
That's when the display is gorgeous.
Super AMOLED, 120 hertz refresh rate.
Yeah, it's all there. It performs well for everyday tasks.
Social media streaming, no problem.
Exactly. But maybe not the best for hardcore gaming.
True.
The main camera takes really nice photos, especially in good light, and that OIS is clutch.
Super important for keeping things nice and steady.
Absolutely. And the battery life is phenomenal.
Potentially 2 days. That's amazing.
Right. And on top of all that, you're getting years of software. But the A54 5G has that bigger battery expandable storage and longer software support.
Tough choice.
It is. So as you're weighing your options, really think about what matters most to you.
Exactly. What are your must-have features?
Does the A54 5G, with its beautiful display, amazing battery life, and long-term software support, tick all the boxes for you?
Or are you willing to sacrifice some of those things for the absolute best camera and the smoothest performance possible?
Those are the questions you got to ask yourself.
Yeah, it's all about finding the perfect phone for your individual needs.